It's Friday, we've got a flyer and we're off on another jolly, going vaguely speaking west. That's all we know. Well, after a very pleasant drive down the A5, the M54, etc, etc, we've arrived at the Horseshoes and we hadn't booked or made a reservation. A little bit concerned we might not get in, and we are the second vehicle here. We parked so that people could get each side of us if need be. We've been in and made a booking for this evening, and as I walked in and gave my name, I said, we were here last week, and the guy behind the desk said, oh, you're the one that left us a great review, aren't you? And yeah, because it was really good and we liked it. Unfortunately, the review after I was on TripAdvisor was by somebody who presumably needs a personality transplant. If you don't like the people here, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. So I've had huge smiles, everybody's treating me like I'm some long lost friend. Table is booked, kettle's on, we'll have a brew, have something to eat, and we'll make a plan. It's great to see some kids playing out in the play area here. It's a real family place. But now, time for a brew, and then some dinner. So there's us for the night. I'm not going to point the camera at the people next to us, so I'm sure they can live without that. But we've got plenty of space around us. A little bit of blue skyish, nothing too amazing. But, as I said before, kettle's on, a brew will be happening, and then we shall go in and spend some money at the Horseshoes. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Saw Claire. I was treated like a long lost family member when I went in there to book the table. Saw Claire, she looked after us, and I said, yeah, what's this ultimate burger then? Any good? And she said, yeah, it's good. So I went for the ultimate burger. It's an 8-ounce burger with bacon, cheese, pulled pork, a sauce, fries, and coleslaw. And I swore blind I would never ever photograph food and take videos inside pubs and stuff, because it just seems a bit, I don't know, a bit, yeah, YouTubey, I suppose, says the man on YouTube. I've broken that rule. I have videoed, no, I didn't video, I photographed the ultimate burger. Yeah, it's very good. It does need instructions on how to eat it. I chose to split it in half, top to bottom, have a go. Darren, who is the manager here, said the best way he does it is cut it in half vertically and then even into quarters. So Darren, thank you very much. Karen is a lady who I've never seen stand still. She is a two-legged whirlwind. Looked after us very well tonight. And the beard was a victim of the ultimate burger. I've just had to go and give that a bit of a wash, as was the very nice and very clean, as of a little while ago, shirt, which has suffered in the name of the ultimate burger. So what can we say? Going to get ourselves wrapped up for the night. Not sure where we're going tomorrow. We really haven't got a clue what we're doing, but as you know, that's nothing new for us. So big up to everyone at the Horseshoes. Thanks for looking after us. A great site, a great place to stay, and fabulous food. Well, good morning. The sun is kind of up there somewhere. The clouds are a tad grey and it's marginally early morning mist out there. That's not going to spoil the day for us. We've had a look at the map. When I say we, that means Sal. And we are going to, I wish to apologise to the Welsh tourist board early on, Llangollen, which I believe might be something like Llangollen. Anyway, we're going to Llangollen. I've only ever been there before by boat. We've used, well, I've been up there by boat twice. Sal's been up there on a boat with me once before. First time she'd ever been on a narrow boat. And we're going to go by, obviously, road with Pam van. Hopefully visit Horseshoe Falls. There's a very nice railway station at the end. At least there was 20 years ago, the last time I went. And we're going to go and have a look at a canal junction, which is the start of the Montgomery. So we're next to the Montgomery now. It is just over there. and where's the Montgomery joins the Llangollen Sorry Welsh Tourist Board. There's a castle we might go and visit, and after that we're going to go zigzag our way, loosely speaking, south eastwards towards home for sometime Sunday, because I've got to be at silly o'clock on Monday. Right, Sal's had her 14th cup of brew for this morning. The maps have been consulted. The weather gods have been threatened with dire consequences, and I'm delighted to say that fairy washing up liquid and warm water gets burger sauce out of tops. We've got ourselves parked up in Llangollen. That's what I'm calling it from now on, so as not to insult too many people. We're just going past the Headley, of course, aka Popo, and I can see a train down here. We don't really know where we're going, but I can see a train. I know there's a station, and I know that Horseshoe Falls is near the station. There's the station, and the water down there is part of the falls, I guess. We're going to keep walking along this way and follow the signs for Steam Railway. Well, here we are on the bridge. I say the bridge, there's bound to be more than one, over the Dee. There's quite a bit of wet stuff coming down there. I think here we have the definition of nutter. Last but by all means least comes oh no, quick 180. As ever, it turns out I was wrong. That is not Horseshoe Falls, that is just a minor waterfall. Horseshoe Falls is about a mile away, and we could go and walk it, to be fair, it's a lovely day, but we've got other things we want to see and do today. So we've taken a slight diversion up to the canal, where if you really want to, you can go on a horse-drawn boat trip, which isn't something we're going to do today. This is a rather typical canal scene. The canals weren't dug very wide because it was all done by people with shovels, and therefore some of the passing places are a bit, shall we say, keen. And the Llangollen's quite famous being shallow and narrow, which makes it rather beautiful. Over here, I go in this direction, what you'll see in the far distance, let's see if I can do a zoom on it for you, because you know what I like with zoom on this thing. There is somebody undertaking the fine art of turning the boat round, known as winding or winding. We call it winding. Canal boats are not good at turning in small spaces, so they dug sort of bits off to one side where you could stick one or other end of the boat in and turn it round. Our normal trick is to stick the nose into the bank and just put the tiller over gently and just nudge it round, but the alternative technique is lots of thrashing and bashing, and that appears to be the technique that's being employed over there. Not entirely sure what's going on, which is about normal for me. There is a small diesel shunting thing down there, and just under the bridge is a steam loco of some description tender end onto us. We're just trying to find out what's happening with the timetable, but it's down on their thing as a specials event. A bit of research by the good lady says it is a diesel and industrial heritage event. I don't know how much we can see without having to part with hard-earned. There's only one way of finding out. There's a little engine, isn't there? Austin. How rather beautiful. Well, I'm guessing this is a enthusiast special because there's quite a few people with cameras at the rear end of that carriage there, which is actually going to be, as the train pulls away, the front end. Just waiting for the whistle in the all clear. And there goes the man with the green flag. And it's great. The guy with the green flag is waving out one side of the train. The driver of the loco was looking at the other side. And there goes Austin. And here you have the lovely little diesel shunter. And I do like diesel trains. I know lots of people favour steam, but if I was going to have a go at drive one, it would be a diesel. It's just unfortunate it's so ridiculously expensive. I can literally go flying for less than I can go and have a play with the train. But here we go. So, where did you go on your holidays then? I went to there. Stuffed if I know, but I bet it means something really poetic. If anyone fancies translating that for me, please stick it in the comments. We're on the hunt for something Sal can use to trim bits of plants that we find out foraging, because we do like a good forage. And it's got to be a combination of small enough to carry about, big enough to reach into things, and carry about easily. But I've seen over here, I'll just flip the camera and turn around for you, this interesting building here. I bet that's got some history to it. Bear with me, let's turn the camera around, we'll show you. Wow. Apparently it's the church, the Holy Cross Roman Catholic Church, according to the blue plaque on the wall. And it's just literally, if I come back down again, sort of just in the middle of this street. Just like, there you are. Cool. We have arrived now at Horseshoe Falls. We decided we're going to have a bite to eat first. Toasted sandwiches appears to be the order of the day. And we managed to get a parking space. It's very much musical chairs here. People come and go because they do the drop-off for the lunatics in the rafts, as seen earlier. So musical chairs, we've got a space, all well and good. And the walk apparently is just over there. There's toilets here. Of course, we've got our own with us. So a bit of lunch, and after that, down to the Horseshoe Falls. And then I'm going to try and get to the junction of the canal where the Llangollen, I'm still calling it the Llangollen, meets the Montgomery. And it's of course the Montgomery we stayed next to last night. Lunch. We've seen a flurry of people coming in with inflatables to do the Nutters run. Seems to be a constant stream of them. And we're now walking over the path to hopefully see the Horseshoe Falls. There's 3, 6, 9, 10, 13, 16, 17 down here. And we worked out the business model. It's not a bad business model. If it's 25 quid a head and you put 4 people per boat, that's quite spectacular. Sal's just come back to me and said, I want the stick. So I thought, oh, she means the selfie stick thing that this is on. No, she says, I want the stick. I've just seen the pearl gill, which I think means imminent danger of death. Or maybe not. There is Horseshoe Falls, and according to the informative plaque, Telford had this lot constructed in order to supply water for the canal, and this is where the raft nutters get in. We're going to have a little bit closer. It's rather beautiful. Clearly lots of people here, including a couple of moo-moos. Well, there's a sign that's got me confused. Horseshoe Falls, any person or persons found trespassing, etc. And right next to that is the sign that says footpath that way. Okay, let's do the footpath that way then. Towards Creakiest Gate. Yes, we've seen the sign. I'll go this way first. That's the sign that says Nutters this way. We're going to go this way. And take a look over there, because that's a gorgeous view. That is beautiful. Well, this building is the start of the canal. The weir, as I say, was designed to supply water to it, and this has two now computer controlled sluice gates in it that decide how much goes down, and generally speaking it's whopping out 12 million gallons of water a day to the canal. Well, if we move around the corner a little bit from that building, that literally just there is the beginning of the canal, which clearly you can't get to because you get stuck. But if we go down this way, you can see there's a gauging mark here that tells us what the water level's like. That's the effort over there. Over to our right is the River Dee. Let's go say hello to the River Dee. And that's what the loons are about to get into. So there's a load of them up there at the moment. I'm guessing they'll be down here shortly. They've taken the photograph, and my hope is we will get down there. I shouldn't say things like this, it always goes wrong. Worth pointing out, there's some really lovely clear water here. It's slightly sort of brownish, but it's still very, very clear. So we will follow the signs for nutters, and of course you could follow the towpath here all the way down, but here's Nutter launch point. Somebody had to design a sign. I don't design a sign. This sign says nutters enter here. So we've got a bit of a platform here. Oh, and some steps. Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to be fun watching this. I suppose the worst thing that happens is you fall in early and get wet. Right. Well, seems like fun. If it wasn't bad enough going down that river in a large inflator with 4 or 5 other people, I'm not entirely sure going down on a giant donut rates any better. But what I will say is they're all paying real good attention to the safety message. Grab yourself a rubber ring, jump into a raging torrent. What a fine plan that is. So I'm guessing they're the leaders who will then hang about and wait for the potential drownees. We plan to go to the canal junction of the Montgomery and the Llangollen, as previously mentioned. And we went down the road and we came across a humpback bridge. When I say humpback bridge, I have never in my entirety come across a humpback bridge quite like this. There were scrape marks on the floor, and we went over very slowly, just about scraped the exhaust a little bit. And we went a bit further to where we need to go and came to a humpback bridge. And when I said I've never seen one like that before, this one was worse than that one. As we approached it, staring up into the sky like some climbing aircraft, a white car came hurtling from the other direction, hurtling not being a bad description, saw us and he immediately stopped and we immediately stopped. And I looked at this bridge and thought, there is not a hope in hell this van is going over there. So we backed our way down and probably left him wondering where the hell we'd gone to. Turned ourselves around, found the way around it, and did find another humpback bridge. And again, I looked at that and thought, well, it's not as bad as that one, mate, but it's just not worth damaging the vehicle. I wouldn't take a car over it. So, sorry, you don't get views of the canal junction. What we did do, however, is trundle away to Morton Corbett Castle. And potentially we could stop here tonight, but one of our apps tells us there's a much nicer place not far down the road. So in the meantime then, I bring you Morton Corbett Castle. Well, I quite like this place. It's that combination of relatively well kept grass, which makes it easier to walk around, and sort of wilding type areas for your assorted birds, butterflies and bees. So we've got the sort of bits that remains over here. We'll have a wander over there, and I say over here we've got this kind of nice bit they're allowed to keep comparatively wild. Okay, let's have a go. We'll go in this direction. It's certainly seen some grief over the years. Let's go and see what we can see in here. So it's one of those things when you see these fancy buildings, they've got this really nice fancy stone fascia on it, and then the middle's just like, yeah, got what we've got left over, mate. And then nice fancy stone fascia the other side. But even so, take a lot of building, all sorts of doorways and things. It's a great place. I'm just going to sort of have a poke around and see what I can see. I'll drag you along with me. A few little doorways over here that are always good to explore. I'm guessing over to the left was one of the original gateways. Over here, I think this might be one of those sheer drop things. Oh, okay. I wonder whether at some point this has been... Well, I actually don't know what the hell it was. I did wonder whether it might be a kitchen or something with chimneys above us, but I think I've blown that idea out. Let's get them back one. I suppose this one's about the same. I don't know. If I look up here, let's see if I can get down here without dying and look up. Oh yeah, I guess that was a chimney at some point. Oh, look, let's get out of here. So, oh, onwards. So it would appear the piece I was in just now was the East Range. The Great Tower is in the middle, and there's the outer sort of bits and pieces. So I was right, over there is the gatehouse, the Great Tower, fortification in the middle, and then more of the building was actually just behind. I'll turn around and show you now, which appears to be the least damaged of everything. So I don't know if this is the Great Hall at a guess. It certainly is a big old space with several, so 2 plus whatever's up there for a third level. It says here, Robert Corbett, carried away with the affectionate delight of architecture, began to build in a barren pace, I might say place I guess, a most gorgeous and stately house. William Camden, 1607. So basically, Robert Corbett inherited the castle and then decided that he fancied a mansion house. So we're looking at the mansion house. And there's some interesting things up here. I know the video's not going to pick it up too well, so I'll bang some stills in on this. Quite a bit of Egyptian symbology up there in the stonework. But he certainly went to town, or rather the poor buggers that had to build it went to town. But there's a whole lot of different symbols up there, so I'll grab them as still shots and put them in. But I bet he really fancied himself as the main man. Got damaged in a military occupation in the 1640s, became repaired and stayed in the family until the 18th century when it just got left to ruin. Awful. Well, a very short and very pleasant drive away. We have landed at Corbett Wood and Grins Hill. And it says here Grins Hill stone built Shrewsbury, and there's all sorts of things to explore around here. Good morning. That's a beautiful morning it is as well. The birds are singing, sky's blue, not even a fluffy cloud up there. And a very peaceful night it was as well. A couple of lads decided to stay for a few hours last night, didn't cause any trouble. And there's one other van here beside us that stayed the night. So what a fantastic spot it was. Now I've got a few ideas this morning, which may or may not come off. There's a little holloway path just to my right, that way, which might take a good photographic setting for my mage. And apparently there's a lot of rock faces here that you can climb, and I just can't see them at the moment. So I've looked on a couple of websites, and it says you go down the path, double back on yourself, and you can't miss them. Hello, Mr. Crow, or Mr. Jack, do I think we worked out. So the instructions we had said come down here and double back to the left, and I'm guessing this is where the double back is. If not, we lost. Ah, yes, that'll do it. This is what you need. You know you're getting somewhere interesting when you come across all the signs telling you of imminent death. And walk number 9 goes this way, so we'll go this way. We followed the path, we followed the map, we found the map at the bottom, told us where we were, and were disappointed. So we came back and walked this way, and we were just thinking, oh, it's meant to be over there somewhere. And then this happened. We came along here, and then we found this. Oh, look at that. That is quite impressive. We'll have a walk along here, I think. That's beautiful. Right, apparently there's a viewpoint over here. Let's go find it. Here we go then, back to the T-junction. It's a little bit slimy here in places. We put up with a bit of slime. Well, I can put up with a bit of slime. And in front of me is one of the cliff faces. Well, I say cliff faces, it's quarried out, so quarry face I guess would be a better statement. The camera's having trouble with the exposure because it's that damn bright compared to where we are. And if I move around the corner, let's go this way, avoid the swamp. For some reason, every now and again, there's real sorts of wet splurgy bits along here. Oh, there's definite splurgy bits. And that is a definite quarry face, if ever I saw one. Hey up lads, I've got this idea. Just chop a few bits of rock out of that for me, will you? Home to many birds and much wildlife. Wow. So you can kind of see the layers where there are bits they've chopped out. In fact, there's marks you're not going to be able to see on this, but you can actually see marks where it's been worked. That's quite a way. I'm rather liking the viewing platform up there that appears to be held up with some wire ropes. A fair old face that. I've wandered a short distance further off another path. Sal's waiting on the dry bit. It's very, very muddy in places. And I came across this little lot. And you've got to have really wanted to have cut that through these rocks. And when I say cut, it's obvious it's been cut. You can see the marks all over it. If I get a bit closer, up here, you can very clearly see where this has been quarried. Very clearly see. So why just come through this bit and not take the rest? Whether it's because, as you can see here, they thought this bit was too porous and kind of understood it wasn't worth quarrying, I don't know. It goes through to down here somewhere. Wow. Do you know what? This is the kind of place that if you chose your spot, you could probably wild camp here for ages and nobody'd ever find you. Keep expecting another hobbit coming around the corner at me. Right, I suppose I should go and find the good lady. But you could happily have a whole day exploring around here. It really is a lovely spot. Right, onwards. Let's go find Sal. We've decided that we don't actually need to rush about anywhere today. We've had a lovely walk through the woods here. Certainly it's somewhere we would come back to. And there's nothing too amazing that we fancy doing in a rush, so to speak. Things need more time. We're going to head back home, give the van a wash and tidy out, ready for the next adventure, which we haven't yet planned. So thanks for coming along. Stay safe, one and all, and we'll catch up with you on the next one.